Welcome back. This is challenge 1 answer video. For this challenge we needed to paint 4 blocks around the center block. And one block was going to be to the top left, and then another was to be to the top right, and then another bottom left, and then bottom right. So we were given our centered block. Now let's go to our text editor. And this portion right here is for our canvas, and this part right here is for the block. Now, since we've already declared our fill style to be blue and our stroke style to be white, we don't have to declare those values unless we wanted to change them to a different color. So all we're going to need to draw our blocks is just the ctx dot fill rec and then the ctx dot stroke rec. Now we can go ahead and copy and paste this 3 more times since we're doing 4 blocks. Alright, so our first block is at 200 on the X and 200 on the Y. So since we want to go up on the Y-axis, we need to minus by 50 because that's going to be our cell width. So we can go ahead and do that. So 200 minus 50, so it's 150. And then for our X, since we're putting it over to the left side, then we need to also minus by on the x-axis. So that's also going to be a value of 150. And then we can just call our cell width for our height or our width, and then cell width for our height as well. And then you can just copy this and paste it for the stroke rec because it's the same thing. And then save that and open it up in your browser. Alright, and there we go. We have our first box. So now we want to go over to the right side, so along the x-axis, so we can add. So since we're at 150 right here, this would be 200 and then 250. So let's go ahead and put that in. And since we're not going on the y-axis anywhere, then it's still going to be 150 as well. Then cell width, cell width. Alright, let's save that and see what that looks like. Alright. Now we want to go down on the y-axis. So now we can add 50, so 50, and then another 50. So that would be 250. So since we're not changing the value of our x, that's going to be 250. And then our y is going to be 250. And then cell width for the width and cell width for the height. Save that. Alright, and there we go. Next, we just need to move along the x-axis, but this time we're going to go backward. So that means that we need a minus 50 and then another 50. So for this one, we'll be at 150 for the x, and the y is still going to be the same at 250. And then cell width for the width, and cell width for the height. Alright, and that's challenge 1. Also, for our stroke rec, which is the outline of our boxes, they don't have to be the same x and y coordinates as their corresponding fill rec. So if we wanted to, we could change this to black, and then we could just minus 10 from each of them. So from the x, we'll make this one 190, and for the y, we'll also make it 190, 140, 140, 240, 140. And then we can save that. So now our stroke rec are minus 10 from what our fill recs are. So let's see what that looks like. So as you can see, since we minused 10 from each, the X and the Y of the stroke recs, we get that this whole little thing is moving up and to the left. It's always a good idea after completing the challenges to kind of just play around with them like this and just to get a feel for how the elements work on the page and stuff like that. Alright, so that was challenge 1 answer. See you next time.